Anke my odd hotel piece was happening world. I am a Hassad. This is Afrosynthesis, and welcome back to the channel. This week we are talking about asking for help, and that's because honestly, I should have asked for some help for something a long time ago, dealing with just money and finances. And we're gonna do a whole series on like spirituality and abundance and money and just the experience of that whole reality at another time. But today, we're going to talk about asking for help because we have to deal with that because we didn't ask for help on the front end. And, as I was reflecting on this experience that I've recently gone through, I wanted to share with you the reality of what I've learned about asking for help, because that's one of the lessons that I've been relearning. And this one's a little different. So I wanted to share that with y'all. Firstly, asking for help for me has always been an issue because my arrogance and my ego can sometimes lead me to believe I can get through something on my own. False. Not here on a planet by myself for a reason. Wasn't born to this huge, beautiful, loving family that I have for a reason. I don't have the friends and the network that I have, for no reason. It's certainly because I'm going to need help, and I need strong help. I'm also a helper and can assist. And so I also need to be able to help others. And so when you are in denial about something that you got going on in your own life, if that begins to pull and drain on you too much, you might begin to pull and drain on others. And at that point, you're not really helping, you're taking, unless you ask for help, right? And so asking for help is, it's a matter, one of the first things I've realized, it's a matter of the heart. Right. When you ask for help, you're being courageous. And it took me a long time to ask for help for things because I felt like it was something weak. I felt like it was me failing. It was me, denying myself the ability to work through something. Whereas the reality was I wasn't asking for help because I was in denial about what I needed to get over and how I needed to get over it. So let me break that down, First, if you're in denial about something, in denial breaks down etymologically to be a complete refusal or to deny, to oppose something, You're not accepting something. When you're in denial, I'm talking to myself. Ahasa was in denial about his reality of his inability to do some things. We've had multiple stints in our life where we had to face some reality. And when you're not facing reality, or when you're in denial, you deny yourself your power, because our power exists in reality, in the present, not in the illusion. And so that's why, again, when we leave and when we lose ourselves and we begin leaking from our own power, we try to find ways to take or fill that power from other places. And so, y'all, I got to be honest and confess that recently I have come to be helped in a way I didn't think that I would, I've needed help learning how to ask for help, and that's even sounds crazy. But I just got a beautiful lesson recently, and I want to kind of illustrate it to you. So imagine that I am just a circle, but the circle is filled in, which represents my thoughts and my energies, and my activities on trying to get over a issue that I might have, Besides for this filled in circle in the middle, you have 7 circles outside of it. Those 7 circles are going to represent my friends, family, my confidants, my support system, the ma'atic relationships, in your life. Those relationships that are based in, love, truth, harmony, reciprocity, those that hold you up and those who you hold up. And right? That's the idea of I see, or excuse me. I'm gonna have to put it in the comments. Forgive me, Baba Fukiao, for what is this? Anyway, we'll continue. And so, right, you got yourself, you're working in yourself, so it's filled in, and then you have these circles around you which represent your support system, right? When you are courageous, when you ask for help, you build a bridge, right? Or you build a line towards one of those seven or all of them, right? If you ask, right, just in the scenario, you build a line out to your support system and tap them. And when you tap them, it activates, right, their consciousness towards your end. What are my experiences? What are my resources? What are my words of, right, like advice that I can offer? What, you know what I mean? How you activate your support system, right? Now, by activating your support system, right, you took what was inside and you used your heart to ask for help via being courageous. And then now you've activated a collective consciousness, a larger group that can assist you with coming up with resources or the creative finesse and talent that you need to overcome your issue, right? So instead of filling in yourself, you built bridges to these other people and they allowed you, right, to elevate over because now you can see the situation from a different perspective. And by a different perspective, I mean that your individual mental faculties don't have to stress and overexert and deplete themselves being in denial of your reality, but you can ask for help and allow others to help lift you, or you allow others the ability to work in, right, and what do they say there? You got to conspire with you, right? You allow a collective higher spirit to conspire with you, and what that means is that you are moving there from the top. You're moving from a different perspective, whether you know it consciously or not. That is what you've done when you really activate your heart and you build that need because you asked for it and then it came into being. And so what I've realized in my inabilities and in my struggles of asking for help over the last few years is, one, I've been denying myself Netter's messages for me that exist outside of me. So to repeat that again, when you're not asking for help, you are denying God's messages that exist outside of you for you, right? Like, I didn't ask for help, so my sister didn't tell me that. And I really needed to hear that from my sister. Or I really need to hear that message. And the message was right there. It was right. I didn't find it in myself, but if I asked for help, I would have realized I put it right next to me. And I say I put it right next to me, not in a ego sense, but in a spiritual understanding of things, right? Because one of the books that I was looking at is Egyptian Proverbs, compiled by Dr. Muada Ashby. Very great work. And on page 35 of the work, it talks about on truth. And one is that truth and knowledge produce courage. And so I realized that me being in denial is not being true to my situation. And if I'm not being true to my situation, then I'm denying what I know about it. And by doing those two things, I am unable to produce the power I need to get through it. So being in denial creates, right, your inhibition. Secondly, right, realize that all things are one. There is no division and we're in unison. And so when I say like, oh, that message was placed right there, I'm meaning that the help that you need is already around you. It might just not, it might not necessarily be within you, but it's certainly next to you or in arm's reach or within the reach of your voice. You just have to begin speaking so that things can begin moving. And so I hope this helps someone today as we continue to pull ourselves together, get our houses in order, set our foundations, and really lean into reality so that we can be and become our highest and our truest selves. So as always, I appreciate you for tapping in, for resonating with me. I want you to keep your frequencies high, right? Stay up and be easy. And I'll see you all next week. So it is, and so shall it be.